Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Icy and I'm back with another video. You guys, today's video is going to be on my favorite fragrances that I own. I've seen like a lot of YouTubers right now, they're kind of doing their favorite 2021 fragrances, and in all actuality, I do have a couple newer releases that I've purchased and definitely has made it to my favorites, but I have some old ones that are like classics that I feel like some people may not be on, you know what I'm saying? And I want to put y'all on. Like, I want to put y'all on. So I'm the type of person, like, it's crazy because first of all, I would consider myself a homebody, honestly. I really don't. Like my friends have to like force me to go out. Real tea. Okay? But that has nothing to do with, you can smell good in the house. Okay, and you never know. It's just like you never know when you're gonna need it for a rainy day. And when it comes to my fragrances, for me, I feel like it's kind of like there's certain perfumes that I would wear to a certain occasion that I wouldn't wear to like another occasion, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like each one has like a certain occasion I would and would not wear it to, if that makes any sense. So I kind of want to go through like my favorites, and just, you know, put y'all on if y'all not on, you know, getting you guys hip to the prices, and educate you guys a little bit more on like notes and things like that, because these are things that I personally did not know. But stay to the very end to enter my giveaway. If you are new here, hi, what's up? My name is Icy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get right into this video. When it comes to these fragrance videos, I feel like a lot of people don't really explain certain things. For example, like how to properly test out a fragrance. I never knew that was a thing, but apparently I was testing out fragrances wrong. Number one, if you didn't hit the little rub, and I mean, I feel like everybody mama shows y'all how to do that, but you're actually not supposed to rub your fragrance together in any way, shape, or form, because it actually breaks down the product. So it kind of compromises with the smell. So a way to properly test out a fragrance if you're at the store, the sales representative kind of explained it to me in a way of like kind of like you're setting your face, your makeup. So what you would do is, like, you know how you set your face, you don't bring it like right here and you spray, so you don't want to necessarily go like that. You want to give it some distance. Just let it sit and mesh with your body chemistry, and then you can smell, and that's how you properly, I guess, test out a fragrance. These are things that I just didn't know. I don't really rank my fragrances. I don't know if I said this earlier in my intro, but I'm the type of person where it's like, I feel like there's a fragrance like for everything, if that makes any sense. Like there's certain occasions that I would wear, you know, one perfume to that I wouldn't wear it to like this occasion. Like that would not make any sense. So I don't like to rank my perfumes. For example, like this is my top #1 most, no. It has to go with the occasion. I'll be like, where are we going? Okay, I know what to wear. It's kind of like one of those, okay? But I think it's also really important to have like minis, because when you're on the go, you don't want to bring like a big bottle in your purse or anything like that. It's just not like that efficient. So I'm sorry if you're like one of those people that doesn't like overwhelming stuff, but I just have like these minis where I'll just grab like, you know, this and then toss it in my bag if I do go somewhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's actually really heavy, but it's not even because my fragrances, it's just because the crystal thing is like super heavy. But what I did want to go ahead and let you guys know is we haven't started the video yet. Well, I guess we have, but I wanted you guys to stay to the very end to join the giveaway. I'm gonna be giving something away, but I'm not gonna tell you guys until the end. So now let's really get into the video. First smell that you smell when you automatically test out a fragrance, that's gonna be the top note. That's gonna be the initial smell when someone else smells you, or you know, you're smelling. So then after that you have the middle note. So this is also going to be one of those prominent smells. I kind of like looking at the middle note as well, because it kind of masks the top note if you ask me. But the most important note that you want to focus on when you're shopping for fragrances is the base note. The base note is the most important because that is going to be the most longest lasting scent that someone else is going to smell on you, and ultimately you're going to smell on yourself. So when you're shopping for fragrances, always look at the base note first, I feel like, and then maybe you kind of work your way from backwards. So look at the base note, then the middle note, then the top note. I feel like that should be like the order. And then also figuring out your fragrance family. So for me, especially a lot of the fragrances that I'm going to touch on today, I am in the floral category. That's just my preference. I really like to smell sweet, I like to smell flirty, and I also like to smell sexy yet sophisticated. So to me, I noticed that I lean more towards floral. I think it's really important for you to figure out which category you are in, because it helps when shopping for fragrances as well. So let's go ahead and hop right into the first fragrance that I want to touch on, and it is this is not a newer release, okay? I honestly don't even know when this came out. I honestly don't know when this was launched, but this is the Candy by Prada. They had like an entire candy line. I think there was like 4 different, you know, versions, I guess you can say. This one in particular is the Floral, and this was like probably the first fragrance that I purchased that made me like in love with fragrances, if that makes any sense. It was 1.7 ounce and it was $82. This is the fragrance that I would wear on a date with a guy that I actually like. First of all, you should only be going on dates with guys that you actually like, but you know what I mean, like, you know, like this is not the fragrance that I would wear on a date with a guy that I just want him to take me out to eat. Like, this is one that I actually like because it's so flirty, but yet it's really sophisticated as well. And it's crazy because, kind of off topic, but I actually don't like candy. I'm not a huge fan of sweets. So when I heard the name, you know, it's called Candy, I was like, sounds a little juvenile. I thought it was gonna give, you know, like body mist or something like that type of smell, but no, this is an all-time favorite of mine. I literally love this fragrance so much. If I were to recommend this for as far as like where you are, I would say this is more like in the intermediate family for fragrance lovers. So Candy by Prada. Since we're kind of in the sweet, you know, section, I want to talk about this. This is a newer launch and it is the Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Okay, so first of all, I am not a fan of the naming convention. I personally feel like they didn't really think it through to give it a nice naming convention. Like, I'm trying to think. Okay, so for example, I have, you know, the travel size of the Kayali Deja Vu White. Like, I think that was a beautiful, you know, name, but Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper, I just feel like they didn't really take enough time to, you know, properly name it. And I feel like, you know, the packaging is to die for. This is so freaking cute. Look at this. What? Kayali fragrances have beautiful packaging, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the actual fragrance, the smell, you know what I mean? So I want to be 100% honest with you guys. When I first sprayed this and I smelled that top note, I was like, no. I literally was like, no, because the top note is the pink pepper, if I'm not mistaken. And that pepper scent was just a little too overwhelming for me. And I was not a fan of it. But after I let it settle into my skin and mix with my body chemistry, the middle note, Bulgarian Rose, I was like, oh yeah, she's making it to the shelf. She's making it to the shelf. This smells so freaking good. It is very overwhelming when you first spray it, but I'm telling you, after you let it settle into your skin, she is really that girl. This is the 1.7 ounce and it was $100 for the 1.7 ounce. If I were to recommend this one, I would recommend it for advanced users because yeah, it's a little strong. It's a little strong one. I definitely wouldn't recommend this for a beginner. But I don't know, a lot of people are saying this is like, you know, a daytime, you know, fragrance. For me, I feel like this gives me evening. This gives me evening. This can definitely pass in the evening for me. Like, I would wear this to like a dinner party. I really like it. Definitely a fave of mine. You guys should check it out. This one is one of those you have to smell it before you purchase it. Don't just go and buy this. I'm just being honest. This is the Tuiles de Hermes. This one, you definitely have to smell it before you purchase it. This is a 1.6 ounce, and this was $107. This is for my advanced fragrance wears. The only reason why I say that is because this is the only fragrance in my collection that I feel like is more on the mature side. So based off of my, you know, I'm in the more of the floral category, which this is considered a floral fragrance, kind of oriental as well. It has a very mature scent. I would not wear this just anywhere. That's why it's not used a lot. This is the fragrance that when my friends come over, you can't use it. This is the I just signed $1 million contract fragrance, if that makes any sense. It gives very acquired taste, acquired smell. It gives very boss. It gives very, I wouldn't recommend purchasing this off rip. Definitely smell it. It's not that sweet, but I will say the reason why I am obsessed with this fragrance, out of my entire collection, minis, full sizes and all, this is the longest lasting fragrance that I own, that I've ever came across in my entire 24 years of living. And I mean that with like no exaggeration. I've sprayed this perfume, I want to say it was like midday, or let's just say 4. Took a shower and smelled it the next day, the following day. This does not come off. Like, this does not come off. The smell lingers and it's not going anywhere. Like, when I say it's not going anywhere, it's not going anywhere. Literally love this perfume so much, but I really don't use it that much, to be 100% honest with you guys. It's really one of those you have to tread lightly, and it's also one of those you don't have to hit a, no, like a little 1, 2, you're good, okay? That's all you need, you're good. I feel like if you are a girly girl and you don't have this fragrance in your collection, then I don't know. Honestly, I know I said I don't rate, you know, my fragrances, like I don't, you know, rate them like high, you know, my all-time favorite, but if I had to give away all of my fragrances and they said you can only keep one, this would be it. This is the epitome of a girly girl. It's super flirty, super sexy, super sweet. Like, this is what I really like to smell like. This is the Valentino Donna. It is 1.7 Born Aroma. It is 1.7 ounces, and it was $100 for the 1.7 ounce. Oh my god, oh my gosh. It smells amazing. Like, it's so freaking flirty. Like, this, okay, let me tell y'all where I would wear this. This is the fragrance that I would wear on my anniversary, on Valentine's Day, with my boyfriend. Not a guy that I'm talking to, not a guy that I'm dating. No, this is top-notch, exclusive. Only my man is gonna smell me like this. This is the fragrance that will never get knocked off my shelf. Like, I buy so many all the time, and I switch up my order, or you know, I'll knock something off my shelf or whatever. This one's never coming down. Like, it's never coming down, ever. I don't care how many new fragrances come out, this one is never losing its spot on my shelf. Like, it is top notch. Valentino, y'all did it with this one, for sure. The next one I want to talk about is the Soulcharosa 62. So I'm not even gonna hold you guys, this is one of my newer purchases. I got hip to this one because of my good sis, Jackie Aina. If you don't follow her Lavishly Jackie page on Instagram, she be putting the girls on, and I'm one of the girls, so she definitely put me onto this one. I literally love this scent so much. Like, it is one of those like beginner, intermediate, advanced. It's one of those you just kind of need it. It's super universal. Yeah, this is the 1.7 ounce, and it was $78, so it's definitely affordable. I got this from Sephora. It smells so yummy. Like, it literally smells like a dessert. Like, it smells like a cake. Like, it smells very, ooh, girl. This is something that I feel like it is, you know, appropriate to wear anywhere, to be honest. It's one of those you just smell very, very good. Yeah, I definitely highly recommend this for somebody that is kind of getting, you know, is newer into like wearing fragrances. This one is one you just can't go wrong. Like, to be 100% honest with y'all, hold on. I have the deodorant, the Bum Bum creams. I I have the mist in Soulcharosa 62. I'm obsessed with this Soulcharosa 62 scent. It just smells so amazing. I honestly got the deodorant because I'm currently going natural with the deodorants using you know, no aluminum. So they have one that is aluminum free in the Soulcharosa 62, so I was really excited because it's really hard finding a really good deodorant that is, you know, a natural deodorant ultimately, and this was one, and I was like, yes, because I love this scent so much. The next one that I want to talk about is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods. This is the 1.7 ounce and it was $79. If you're obsessed with vanilla, it smells just like what a vanilla would. You know what's crazy? I'm just now reading the back and it says that it's good for alleviating stress. It's calming, soothing, yeah. And actually I can highly agree. When I smell this scent, like when I spray this on myself, it is honestly such a calming scent. You don't always have to smell so strong. And this is one of those lighter scents, that fragrances that I do have that I'm literally obsessed with. It smells so good. Like this is such a calm, like, honestly, 7 Virtues, like, you guys need to make a room spray, because I actually spray this like on my bed before I go to sleep, because it really is such a calming scent, and I feel like it really does help with the mood and things like that. And I feel like this is kind of like an everyday scent if you have, like, you know, some errands to run, anything like that, and you know you're gonna, you know, be around a lot of things and you just want to be more like, you know, cool, calm, and collected. This is kind of one of those fragrances, like, for your everyday but you smell really good type of scent. So I definitely really love this, and it's definitely a favorite of mine. This is the Macy's Francis Kirkshin. I believe that's how you say his last name. And this is the Gentle Fluidity, but it is the gold cap. Okay, so they have 2 versions of this in Gentle Fluidity. They have the gold cap and they have the silver cap. I have the gold cap. Let me tell y'all why I purchased the gold cap. The silver cap, I feel like, you know what's funny? Because I was researching both of them, right? And I believe they have the exact same notes, if I'm not mistaken, but they smell differently. And I don't know why. Like, honestly, I don't know why. But the gold cap, I feel like, is a little bit more on the feminine side, whereas the silver cap is a little bit more masculine. This was $255, I believe, retail price. It is 2.4 fluid ounces. It's like something I would wear to go like on a picnic, something a little bit more lighthearted. This I can recommend for beginner, intermediate, and advanced because of how gentle it is. So definitely check it out. Gold cap only, okay? I'm telling you guys, I don't care what they say, even though the silver and the gold have the same notes. I'm telling you, the gold one, the gold cap is more feminine than the silver. I'm like, they did something. So the next one I'm going to speak on is the Ariana Grande Cloud. This is the 1.7 ounce, and this is one of my more affordable fragrances. I believe it was about $55, 55, 54, I digress. So you kind of just, I keep it in the case, but you can kind of just pull it out. If you're looking for something that is a little bit more affordable, but you want to smell like how I like to smell, which is really sweet and flirty, this is the epitome of what I call a sweet and flirty perfume that is affordable. When I tell you guys, this smells so cute, like, oh my gosh, I bet Ariana Grande really smells like this. Like, it's crazy. It's literally like, this is also one of those, it smells the way it's named. It smells like you're on a cloud, but it smells like you're like on a cotton candy cloud. Like, it's just so cute. Oh my gosh. Besides the fact that the packaging is like to die for, wait, hold on. I'll look it this way. Besides the fact that the packaging is like to die for, I mean, the smell is to die for. This is going to be my last fragrance that I talk about today. This is the Herrera Good Girl perfume. You guys, besides the fact that this is aesthetically pleasing, because I mean, come on, it's the heels for me. It's the you giving me Louboutin for me. Okay, it just needed the red bottom, but it's okay. Besides that, it gives me bougie girl. Like, this is the fragrance that I feel like it screams like she made, I don't know, Carolina sounds like she may be Caucasian, but this gives me black girls and luxury. Like, it gives me bougie black girl in luxury. So this is the 1.7 ounce. It was $98. It has the nozzle right here. You probably just can't see it because of the camera, but the nozzle is right here and you spray right here. I love this girl. She really is a good girl, okay? She really is very much so a good girl. She is so bougie, like so bougie. I feel like every girl needs this because of how sophisticated it smells. It's so cute, like, and then on top of that, it looks cute. It just looks cute. So I know I said that was gonna be my last fragrance, but I just wanted to touch on one more thing because I felt like it was only right to talk about Mr. Tom Ford, okay? So let me tell y'all something. I have Tom Ford Soul Le Blanc, I have Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, and this is, you know, okay, so it's, you guys, I have my shelves of my favorites, and then I told you guys I have fragrances like everywhere else in my room. This necessarily didn't make the shelves because I feel like it sounds really weird, but I'm telling you guys, you have to try this out. Like, you just have to believe me. But of course, go smell it before you purchase them. But in my personal opinion, I feel like Tom Ford Soul Le Blanc was one of those overhyped fragrances. Does it smell good? Definitely. I think this was a part of the resort collection, if I'm not mistaken. And it definitely gives me resort collection. It gives me, hey, grab your bikinis, we're gonna hang out on the beach on Aruba. 100%. And then Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford is one of those higher on the musk, but obviously vanilla as well. So it has the best of both worlds. Both of these are the 1 fluid ounces. I purchased the 1 fluid ounces because with both of these, I really like the scents, but I wasn't in love with them. So that's the reason why they're not on the shelf. But y'all, when you mix the two of these together, the Tom Ford Soul Le Blanc with the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, they make a beautiful baby. Tom Ford Soul Le Blanc with Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille together, stop playing. I don't even know how to explain this scent, you guys. Like, this one is one of those, it's definitely a nighttime scent. You can smell the vanilla, but I feel like the tobacco kind of gives it a masculine scent to it. And it's crazy because y'all know I'm a flirty, sexy, you know, sweet type of girl when it comes to fragrances, but this is probably the most masculine scent that I have in my collection. And when I tell y'all, this smells so good, but when you mix it with this, girl. All right, you guys, I think that is where I'm gonna stop this video. Of course, I didn't show you guys everything that was on my shelf, but I just honestly wanted to show you guys the fragrances that I feel like never let me down. Like, I'm obsessed with them and I wanted to show you guys them. Of course, don't just go out to purchase. First, you have to figure out what your fragrance family is, and then, you know, go from there. And then now that you guys know what top, middle, and base note is, always look at that and then always start from base, middle to top. That's the most important, you know, when it comes to order of operations. Start from base, middle to top, okay? Because the base is what's gonna stay the longest, and that's how you're gonna ultimately smell. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, but I did tell you guys that I have a giveaway in this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what that is right now. I will be giving away the Kilian Fun Things Always Happen After Sunset. I believe this is the 1.7 ounce, and this has lychee, it has rose, various notes. I wanted to give this away to one of my subscribers.